All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are going to be working on the flat hook project. Sorry, a little tongue twister there. So as we can see, first off, this is in millimeters. Again, this is our final project for the marking period. Okay, we have all week to work on this. Don't worry about it. I'm going to walk you right through it. Honestly, this is as hard as it looks. Fairly simple if you think about it. It's basically a bunch of circles, right? We have a radius of 62.5, a radius of 130, a radius here of 50, another radius here of 50, a diameter of 45. Again, these are metric. We also have a radius of 25. So, what are we going to do? We're going to bring up AutoCAD. Okay, bringing up AutoCAD right now. Now, honestly, do not feel that this is scary. Do not feel that this is a tough project to work on. I'm going to walk you through it. So, we are going to bring up the master file for metric that we basically did. I don't think I saved mine. Oh, here we go. Metric master file, right? So this, I told you guys to make a metric master file because it's going to be totally different than what's in inches. So let's get to work, okay? So I want my axes in the middle, my X and Y axes. I'm going to turn off my polar snap grid. Remember, I hate this right here personally, but if you feel it works, by all means. We might need it to basically snap to the center point right here. That's fine. So I'm going to go to View, Zoom. Oh, sorry. Press the wrong one. View, Zoom, Extents. Okay? That's going to bring this in the middle. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to basically want to create these circles based off this center point right here. See this center point? That's where everything's going to be based. So I'm going to do a radius of 62.5 and then a radius of 130 and continue there. We also see that this is upward in the y-axis 180 millimeters. Okay? So to begin, circle, center radius, right here. Okay? Oh, remember, we're also starting in the object layer properties. So the radius first is going to be 62.5. So I'm going to type in 62.5. Now, my next radius is going to be 130, right? 30. Okay. See how it's coming along so far? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these two circles right here. So I have to make sure the circle is 180 millimeters away, right? And that's the radius of 50. I'm going to do this big radius first. So what I do is I go to circle. I'm going to use my coordinates here. Specify center point for circle, or you can also type it in. So I'm going to do 0 for my x-axis, right? I'm going to press tab. I'm going to press 180 for my y-axis. Press enter. Now, enter your radius. Again, my radius is 50. So I'm typing 50. And see how we got this going right here? Right? Now, I'm going to create another circle, but this is going to be diameter. Get that? Diameter. Now, let's take a look here. Diameter. I'm going to specify the center point. See, this is why I don't like using SnapGrid. Let me turn on my object snap. You see how I hover it there and it finds my center point? The diameter for this is going to be 45. Boom. There we go. Yep. So, again, this is 62.5, radius of 130, radius of 50, diameter. of 45. Okay. So remember, once again, your center point can either be 0, comma 0, or you can turn on your polar snap grid. Okay. Then after that, this is going to be 180 millimeters up on the y direction. Let me actually dimension that right now so you guys can see that, okay? So I'm going to do linear, right here, right here, 180. Now remember how we basically have this 180 right here is so small. So to change that, a lot of you guys had issues with that, right? I'm going to click on it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to change my dimension style to other annotative. Once again, that's right click, other annotative. Or if you see annotated there, click annotative. Then I'm going to do dim style. I have to make sure I click annotative once again. Modify. I'm going to change my precision to 0. Symbols and arrows, I'm going to change that to 4.5. And then my text, I'm going to change that to 4.5. Now, if you want to do this beforehand, what you can simply do is you can change that with your master file, right? I'm actually going to make that a little bigger, okay? Because this is a pretty big drawing. You can change that so like that it shows before you do anything, okay? So probably going to change this to about, I'm going to do 6 for now. Symbols and arrows, I'm going to do 6 as well. A little better, okay? So, again, basically what we're going to do, right click, click on this, right click, dimension style, annotative. Unless you see something else that's different, okay? Now, what we have to do is we have to create this arc right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do TTR, tangent, tangent, radius. So our radius is 50, okay? This is the tangent that's going to be here. This is the tangent that's going to be here. And I'm going to put in 50, okay? Oh, I messed up. I'm going to change it over to object again. All right. Right here, 50. There we go. So now we can kind of start trimming a bit, I think. And yeah, why not? Okay. So I'm going to trim here, and then trim here. So I'm going to run that back. All right. Trim, trim here, trim here, trim here. Got it? Okay. So we're going to create a line now. We're going to do a tangent line. So remember, we have this snap bar right here. We want to make sure we do a tangent line. So I'm going to click line, tangent. I'm going to select this right here. Sorry. Again, line. Make sure I touch the tangent, right? So this comes up. Always remember, we want that circle with a line over it. That shows tangent. Now, I noticed a lot of you guys were forgetting. Basically, you guys were either clicking here or trying to click right here. That's not correct. You have to make sure you click tangent again, okay? So tangent right there. Now, I'm going to trim right now. I like to trim in between because I like to see it coming along. So we have to make sure we have a line that is 125 millimeters apart. Basically, we're going to copy or offset. Okay. We can't initially offset. So let me take off. Yeah, I don't have ortho mode on. I'm going to show you guys. Okay. So if we were to do offset, and I was to click, let's say this line right here, right? I wanted to specify 125, right? So if I click this, that can work, okay? Now, if we were to do copy, I would press copy, enter, and then drag it up 125. So, it looks like you can do copy. You can do offset. It comes off as a tangent line. Great. So, what am I going to do now? I'm going to trim. Trim here, trim right there. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. You kind of see where we got the hook coming along at, right? So, basically, we have to ensure we have a circle here. So I'm going to save this for part 2, perhaps, okay? I'll see you then.